Tony Schiavone's in the ring. We're going to start out with a bang with Swerve Strickland and Prince Nana. And immediately, Tony gives the intro talking about how all the fans love Swerve Strickland, which they do. It's clear they're chanting Swerve's house and cheering for him, but it's like the announcers have suddenly said, okay, well, you were a heel doing the most dastardly things, and you've got a manager who also manages other heels, but you've never done anything really to turn. The people just started to cheer for you, so now we're not going to acknowledge all of that, and we're just going to say, the fans love you. And
not as a babyface manager, when you really think about it, with the dancing and everything, how are you going to do that?
Well, yeah, well, but when he comes out, well, we'll talk about the other guys in a minute. But Swerve does the promo talking about, well, Joe won at the pay-per-view. Hey, is it karma for all the bad things that I've done? I've done some pretty bad things around here. And hey, am I just supposed to be an also? He's got the doubt going on. He's doubting himself. It's terrible when people have doubt about them. And Swerve takes the microphone and leaves Tony standing there. Tony not only goes and stands in the corner, but he just stares off out of the ring while this shit's going on. If he's going to be in the ring and conduct the interview, have him be in the ring and conduct the interview. If he's not, don't. He just stands there holding his cock. So Swerve then says Greensboro was different because the people, they flew from Washington. They were rooting for me. They wanted me to win. And because of that, I'm not going to let you down. So now I'm coming for Samoa Joe. He promised that he would beat Samoa Joe for the title. So apparently, because you know that Tony has read the rule of thumb that babyfaces never promise anything they can't deliver on the internet, that means Swerve's winning the title. But now, so he's just full-fledged babyface now. They've gone with that. And then Joe's music plays, and Joe had a good line. He said, you're making promises you can't keep because your house, unfortunately, exists in my world. And so Swerve's answer to that is, well, we're dressed to wrestle. We don't have to wait. Let's do it tonight. As a matter of fact, let's do it right now.
Total babyface. See?
It's just, yeah. So then, as he says that, the undisputed era of the kingdom of the Spiders. And what is their name? They used to be the Undisputed Era. Now they're the Undisputed Kingdom.
They're the Undisputed Kingdom now, yeah.
Adam Cole and the Job Squad. My God, where in the world are those shirts? Tony should buy that trademark. He's built one. He doesn't even realize it. So Adam Cole wheels out in a wheelchair with Roderick Strong and Matt Taven and Mike Bennett and Wardlow. And Taven and Bennett, as we know, are the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. And I'm not sure if they could get any takers for those belts at a pawn shop. And Adam's now, but he doesn't have the Adam Cole music. It's the fucking whatever heel music they're playing. Nobody is ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby. And he tries to put these guys over, and there might be a chance of him succeeding at that. As we've mentioned, if they not only hadn't been beaten like government mules, but continued to be beaten in a fashion that only losers can fulfill. And he tells Samoa Joe he's champion because they let it happen. Nobody even remembers that at this point. Do they? Has that it's just lost. And Wardlow's going to win the AEW title very soon. I bet you that ain't going to happen. And then Swerve knocked Cole's guys, and Cole said, well, next week we'll just have Matt Taven and Mike Bennett versus Swerve and Samoa Joe. And Swerve's like, well, why wait? Because, boy, he's full of vim and vigor there. And Adam said, no, it'll be next week. And as soon as he said that, Tony Schiavone chimed in out of wherever he was, and they didn't even remember to turn his microphone on at first. And he said, no, I just heard from Tony Khan. The match is on right now. I swear, the decision was made by Tony Khan under 10 seconds after the challenge was uttered. It's almost like it's being sent out by mental telepathy. He's on the goddamn headset agreeing to something that hadn't been pitched yet. And then they just started the match. And so suddenly Swerve is teaming with Samoa Joe. Did we ever hear what Swerve thought about that? Or he just went along with it without saying a word? Boo to a goose, as Adrian Street would say.
Well, once Tony Schiavone says something, it's official.
Well, because it came from Tony Khan, who's a telepath. All righty. So they have the match, and Joe beats the heels up for a while, and then Swerve beat the heels up, and then Swerve beat Taven flat in the middle, 1, 2, 3. It was in minutes. So these guys, and
they're the Ring of Honor Tag Champions, right?
Yes, they're the greatest Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions of all time, I believe was the phrase. And they were beaten by a makeshift tag team that doesn't like each other in minutes with very little offense. And then as Swerve was staring back at the rest of them like, you want some more, Joe walks up behind him and grabs Sleeper on him and choked him out. Oh.
What is there to even say about it? I mean, the booking is so bad. Ring of Honor, let's just talk about Ring of Honor real quick, whatever that is. Because they treated their tag champions the way Triple H used to treat everyone in the first part of the century. Every tag team, Triple H would beat them. Ring of Honor tag champions beat by this makeshift team of two guys who hate each other.
In minutes. It took Will Ostrich
20 minutes.
I'm gonna say 7 times as long as this match was to beat Kyle Felcher.
And the other problem is the Undisputed Kingdom. No one cares about him.
Well, of course not. Because look, what
the feud with MJF had the reverse effect that it should have. It caused people just not to want to see any of these people.
And again, poor Mike Bennett. What the fuck has happened to his hair? All righty.